Okay, so what we're going to do now is open Blender up, show you again. If I open Blender, then the first thing you see is you see the splash screen in front of a cube, and you want to click on video editing down here. And that'll take you into this video editor. If for some reason that doesn't happen, so let me start a new file and a new general file. If you come into this and by mistake you click somewhere outside of this splash screen and it disappears, you think, how do I get it back? Well, you can go up here to the left and go to splash screen, then you could go down to video editing from there, or go up to this plus right here on the menu and click on it and go down to video editing, down to video editing. And so when you do that, that'll take you in the Blender video editor. Okay, so two ways to do it. Go to the splash screen, go down to video editing, or if for some reason you made a mistake and you end up here because you clicked away from the splash screen or on it, you didn't click on video editing, but you clicked somewhere else, and you just see this cube, like, oh gosh, what do I do? Go up here to the plus sign and click Add Workspace Video Editing. Okay? Then you have an area to view, you've got the timeline, and you've got some folders. You can go into your different folders and drag stuff from there, but I tend to just go Add, and then add an image, for example. And here I have a bunch of folders, but if I go down, I can see some of the pictures I want to add. Right? Or I can go into my pictures folder and scroll down from there. And let's say that I wanted to show my Eco Village. Then I would go to a picture of our website. Let me find it here. There it is. Click on that and add that image to it. There it is there. But another way to access that is, of course, to go up folders and find your pictures folder here, and you can drag stuff in. You can see it a little better there. So you can move that around, this window around there. And you can even make things a bit larger, I believe, by going to here and going to size. Oh, that's sorting by size. That's a sorting method. But you have the ability to see it like this, and then find your pictures that way. The next picture that I might want to put in, and sometimes I like to do it from the add image, because then I get a bigger window. I'm going to finish this, is to come down and pick another picture that I want in, and I want that other picture to be the classroom, the college. So there's my picture of the college that we're affiliated with, and I'm going to go down and pick another image, which is the book that we use in the college, which would be, let's see, I'm going to pick the book, there it is, there's our book that we use. Alright, and I can drag those over, for example. Now, one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to record this. Now, one thing that I can do to do that is to put the playhead on 0 and hit play and start reading a Center for Global Sustainability Education and Research through, and it disappears. So obviously it's too short, so I can keep dragging it out and making it longer. And you'll notice up here you have time. So this is about 8 seconds to 9-10 seconds. That's going to be too short for our video. So the first thing we should really do is set this up so that it is 1 to 2 minutes long. So we're using the scroll wheel. I'm using the scroll wheel in and out to do this. So I'm going to scroll in and go out to about 2 minutes, which is here, and click and put the cursor there by clicking at about 2 minutes. And then I'm going to come down here where it says end, and there's a frame number. I'm going to drag, and as you see as I drag that, the frames that I'm going to render or work with grows or shrinks depending on if I go left or right. If I move this out to about 2 minutes, you'll see it's about 2,902 frames, because there's about 30 frames per second. And that's how long 2 minutes would be. And now I can work within that whole area. If I make it shorter, then I can't work. This is now out of bounds there. So Try to make your end frame about 2,900 or so. That'll give you about 2 minutes and you're good. Then you can use the scroll wheel, or you can use this bar down here to move and shrink and make things bigger and smaller. So let me move this picture over and this picture over. You'll note that the way to see things on the screen is by placing the cursor in the timeline here, and it becomes a blue bar with a blue line. Think of that blue line as a camera lens looking down. So whatever it sees, it's going to show on the screen up here. So if I take this piece and move it over, you'll see that that then is what's shown on the screen. Same if I take this one here, and you can drag these sidebars out to make it bigger, or longer rather. See, that comes on the screen. So it's looking down through whatever is at the top of the stack. So it's like a lens looking down through a stack, like a layer cake looking down there. So I want this to play long enough for me to read that entire piece, because I want the narrator or the public to be able to read that. So what I do is I can make it long enough and start playing a Center for Global Sustainability, Education and Research through Community Development, Environmental Initiatives, and Ecological Stewardship. Mitakuye Oyas in Sioux Lakota, meaning we are all related. That's where I hit stop. And I can grab this side drag bar here, and with the left mouse click, bring it over. That's about how long it needs to be, so it's a little over 10 seconds in order to get through reading that, right? Another thing you'll notice is that this is not rendering properly. There's all this sort of gray stuff around it. What you do is click on the image and then hit S for scale, and then you can scale it up and down, or you can hit S on the keyboard for scale and scale in the Y axis, and you can bring it up and down like that. So to make it fill the screen, you can just drag it out like that. There. So that's one thing you can do to transform it. When you clicked on it, you'll also see all sorts of stuff out here where you can change the position if you want to. You can change the scale, which you just saw that I just did. You can actually type a number in, type 1 for the scale there, and type 1 for the scale here, and you'll see that now it is not, it is not filled up there. So it turned out that the scale here was 1.25, and that kind of works, but you can play around with it here as well and here to get it to fit if you want to. Alright, so there's that. So that's about long enough for there. Then I wanted to put in a video clip that was going to play. So I go again to add, and I go now, instead of from image, I go to movie. And I go into my videos folder, and I find the video that I want to show, which in my case is going to be the drone footage here of the place. And you can see that that's a long video, and I don't need all of it. So I'm going to grab this piece where it turns. I have both video and audio here now. And the light green is the, in a minute. Okay, then I have to stop broadcasting, but I'll resume this in a few minutes and then get back to you all. Okay?
What happened to the thing?